My nonprofit, Courage to Hope, wants to put on an event, and we want to use PlusThis to manage the event and to manage the ticketing and to manage the check-in process. So here's the process that we're going to go through as we set up PlusThis and Infusionsoft to manage this particular event. Okay, so first in PlusThis, what we're going to do is we're going to go add a feature and we're going to click on Easy Check-in. And the way we're going to configure this is for an individual event. So first we're going to decide on a tag, which is going to indicate that somebody has registered for the event or they've bought a ticket for the event. In this instance, we're going to use this tag here. And then we also need to pick a tag that's going to be used when the code is actually scanned, when the ticket is scanned when they show up. Okay, so we have a tag here for that. Also, we want to store when it was that they actually checked in, just so that we have that information. Okay, so we're going to select the check-in date and time. Now what we need to do is we would be configuring the actual QR code that's going to be printed off. Well, we're actually going to be sending these QR codes via email, which I'll explain in a second. And so we're not actually going to do any configuration here. We are, however, going to create a unique QR code for this event because we don't want, this is a one-off event. People are registering for this event solely. Now, we do actually want to set up a check-in page so that when we scan these people's badges, we can get a little bit of information about them that we can have displayed, and I'll show that in a second. The first thing we want to put in there is a password. So we're just going to set up a password. What this is going to allow us to do is restrict it so that only people that actually show up can check in, because you'll just give your staff this password, and then PlusThis won't actually check the person in unless you put this password in. And then what we want to show is after the person's code is scanned, we want to display a little bit of information. Okay, so first let's put a title on the page. We'll call it event check-in. And then let's display their name, so their first and last name. And let's display, in this particular instance, we've asked them for, we've assigned them a table and we've asked them for dietary restrictions. So we're going to put dietary restrictions on there and then table seating assignment. Because we want the volunteers, we want the people that are actually going to be checking them in to make sure that they get the right place assignment and then make sure that they get the right food given to them. Okay, so then we'll create this feature. Now what's going to happen is inside Infusionsoft, we're going to have to set up an event, which is going to then apply the correct tag to register them for the particular event and then move them through that process that way. Okay, so I'm going to show you this campaign really quick in Infusionsoft, and then I'll go back to PlusThis and show you how you're going to interact with it. In Infusionsoft, we basically have to set up a goal that's going to indicate that somebody now should be eligible for this particular event. And the way that we're going to do that is by creating a tag goal or a purchase goal or a web form goal or a link click goal, whatever it's going to be. We're going to set up that goal so that we can see who it is that's actually supposed to be registered for this event. So in this instance, we've got a form that we're having people fill out. And once they fill out that form, we're going to register them and then send the electronic ticket. Okay, so let me jump into the sequence and show you what I mean by that. First, this tag that's getting applied is the same tag you'll remember that we configured before. So once this tag actually gets applied to somebody, they'll be eligible to be registered for this event. And then we're sending their electronic ticket as an email. Okay, I'm going to flip back over to PlusThis and show you how exactly we get this. But I'm going to let the email load first, just to show you where it's going to end up being inserted. So we're sending out this email that's going to have the QR code in it, so that people can just they can either print off the ticket or they can bring their mobile phones, and then we can just scan their codes as they're arriving. Okay, so it shows up in this email here. So I'm going to flip back over to PlusThis and show you how the configuration on that side. Now I've already tagged a bunch of people for testing in here, and so in this instance, what we're going to do when we get to the point where we want to go and drop the QR code into the email is we're going to come up to the event menu drop-down option. We're going to go to Get HTML Snippet for QR codes. And this is going to give us a little HTML snippet that we can then drop into the email over here, and then the QR code will display for the particular person to whom the email is sent. Okay? Now, day of, a couple of things can happen. First, we can take people's tickets and we can scan them with our QR code reader. Any QR code reader will work fine, and we put in the password, and then it will check the person in. We can also just come back to this page inside PlusThis if we have a lot of people checking in at the same time and go to switch to simple mode. And then we can just check people in manually from this page here, just go down and check people in. And what happens is, once we check somebody in, it first creates a record of them having been checked in. And then inside Infusionsoft, the way I have this configured is, as soon as that tag is applied, then it's going to skip and cancel sending all of the non-attendee content, because we've set this up basically if they don't ever check in, then we're going to send them content that says that we missed them. Skip over that and then send queue up the attendee follow-up to be sent to them. Okay.